Cass, do you still consider yourself a hustler?
All day, every day. I'm a dog one.
Pretend I'm a slug. Tell that to me. Eat it glizzy.
I don't want them pausing this whole interview, man.
Familiar with this work? If you could make a hit today, what would it sound like?
Girl, you want to come to my hotel?
What do you think happens to washed up rappers?
I think it's impossible to get washed up.
Wait, so if you had to take a dump somewhere, you holding it?
Nah, I'm gonna figure it out.
Do you practice the facial expressions you make when you rap?
Nah,
You might as well watch the full interview. Right, Cass?
right now.
CASSIDY.
So would you, boy?
All right. I don't know if you became the best one BIG, dog, but you're here.
Yeah, man.
How confident are you?
And what?
Are you scared to eat a glizzy at a cookout?
I wouldn't say I was scared.
So you would?
I'm not a scared dude.
Okay.
So I'm super confident in myself when it comes to rap.
Okay.
Some shit I'm not confident as much in, like talking about swimming or like bungee jumping or skydiving. I ain't confident in shit like that.
Heights.
But if it comes to something I know how to do, like rap, box, or like get to it, I'm confident in that.
Shit, you know to eat. Shit, eat a glizzy.
Like glizzy shit is on the lines of like, you know what I mean?
All right.
So that's why I ain't playing with that question. I don't know where you coming at it from. I don't know your perspective, so I ain't gonna answer that like that because, you know,
You're good.
straight like 6 o'clock. And I can't be answering them glizzy questions because I'm done. Like, you know what I mean?
All right.
Plus, you know, Cam, Nice, a lot of all them niggas watching, man. I don't want them pausing this whole interview, man.
Is it true you prefer taking a dump in a porta potty?
Nah. Hell no. Where you hear that from?
Grapevine.
Hell no.
Grapevine.
Never will prefer taking a dump in a porta potty. Never. I don't even think I ever took a dump in a porta potty.
Me neither. Yeah, all right. Yeah, me neither. Cass, do you still consider yourself a hustler?
All day, every day. I'm a dog one.
Good, because I always wanted to know how you would do this. All right? So what I want you to do is pretend I'm a slug. Tell that to me.
Pretend you a slug and sell the salt to you. I can't really do that right now.
Ah, damn it.
Breakthrough information, man. But I'll figure out a way to do it. It'll take some time. Maybe I had to think it out, depending on what type of slug you is. You know that salt to kill you. Once I sprinkle it on you, you dead. So I'm going to sell you your own death, and you're going to buy it from you. That's why the line was so impactful.
Shit. I was a kid when I heard that. I didn't even think of that angle.
We used to have fun sprinkling salt on slugs when we was little.
As did I.
As long as you sprinkle salt on them,
Sprinkle up.
shrivel up,
Yeah.
and die. If you shrivel up and die from salt, the last thing you would want in your life is to be around any salt if you was a slug. That's the last thing you would want to buy. So if I could sell you that,
No, I get it now.
be a real type of hustler.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
It was really like it was really like a punch. You know what I'm saying? Figurative language. Not I would actually sell it to a slug because I never busted up with a slug. I don't speak slug. But I know if I spoke slug, I would be able to pull it off.
No, yeah, I just had a moment. So guys, besides smelling good, what do you think happens to washed up rappers?
I think it's impossible to get washed up when you was nice at one point when you still locked in. Only way you could get washed up if you lose the passion. You're not locked in no more.
Okay.
Not putting your all into it no more. You know, 9 times out of 10 that will happen because when you're young and you get into the business, you're just inspired to just show your talent, get famous. You think the industry is all heaven. You know what I'm saying? You don't have no idea how shiesty, how manipulative the people that's in the industry are. How everybody is all for self. Even the people that act like they got your best interest, it was really just for themselves. So when you start realizing that, you start to look at the industry different. So it'd be hard to have the same momentum to want to write a rap or do a dance or get dressed or take a picture with somebody when you realize how fake this shit is. So as time passed, you start to see a lot of artists start to lose interest because of those reasons. And that's why it seemed like they washed up. Like they can't do it no more because they not really into it. In order to be able to do it, you got to be in tune. When you a kid, you listening to everything. You know all of the slang. You know what's going on. You know the criticism. You know everything because you're a kid. You in tune. But once you get older, you've been doing it for a long time. You're not in tune. And it'd be hard to get you in tune when you lose interest because the industry's so shiesty. So that's why people be considering dudes to fall off. But this is a mental sport. So when you're in a mental sport, it'd be impossible to fall off if you locked in. Just like when you go see a doctor or a lawyer, the best ones of those be the more experienced, the older ones. You want to beat a murder case, you're going to get a lawyer that's probably in the 60s or something. And man, but he been doing it for a minute and he experienced, he know it like the back of his hand. But when it come to rap, people think it's like basketball. Like once you get like, you know, a certain age, you can't do it no more. But when you in the mental sport, you could do it forever as long as you locked in.
To sum that up, you don't think it's necessarily possible to be washed up. It's either you lose the passion.
No, you can get washed up.
Oh.
You do lose the passion and you're not locked in. That's just like if you a boxer and you stop training, you will get washed up. You could be the best. You could be Floyd. But if you stop training, you start sparring, you get out of shape. And I mean, you could be washed up enough for a young fighter that never would have been able to beat you before to beat you today because he training, he on his shit and you not even locked in.
Right.
So mentally, you might got the skill to beat this dude, but physically, you can't do what you mentally want to do. You know that I should hit him like this, but physically, I can't pull it off because I ain't trained. So it's right. It'd be like that with rap too. Like if you ain't really locked in, you might mentally know what you're supposed to do or what it requires to be successful. But I just can't physically pull it off right now because I'm not conditioned.
Then off of that, then if you could make a hit today, what would it sound like?
I feel like I did make a hit today. I was just writing a day, coming up with some shit. I feel like it's a hit. I feel like a hit is determined on the powers that be, how much money, how much attention, how much push they put behind this song to make it a hit. People manipulate it by thinking that a hit come from just a bunch of people liking it and then it become a hit. But that's not how hits work. Like in order to make it a hit, it requires a large amount of money. Some songs that's not that good, these super big hits because they got a lot invested into them. And sometimes you might hear a song that's incredible, but it wasn't a hit. It ain't even chart. But it's like one of your favorite songs or one of your favorite artists' album. But it wasn't a single, it ain't chart. But you like, yo, this shit is incredible. But what's considered a hit, it wasn't a hit, it didn't chart. You know what I'm saying? But it's your favorite record. But if that record that was your favorite record had the same type of push as the single did, it might have been a hit too. In order to make a hit, money is required. A lot of business is required to make a hit, not just the way the song sound. So for me to answer how would I make a hit, that'd be difficult. It'd depend on how I'm putting the hit out. What am I making it for? What am I making the song for? Who is behind the song? Who's pushing the song?
Right.
That'll all determine the type of songs I would do. Because I could easily do a song like I'm a Hustler, which is the first platinum ringtone.
I had it.
It's a big record. Like, I mean, platinum record, everybody, I'm a hustler. But there's some street shit that's talking about getting to it. But I also made a record called Girl, You Wanna Come to My Hotel with R. Kelly, which is a whole different type of record. But they both was considered hits. So it's like, yo, if you wanted to make a hit, would you do a hotel or a hustler? It's like, it just depends on the timing, the situation, the circumstances.
Okay.
All that play a part.
Do you still consider yourself a Philly dude?
Always.
They say Philly guys raw ass public bathroom seats. Is that true?
I don't know about that.
So that's not you though.
I told you I don't use porta potties. I don't take shits in public bathrooms. I mean, I was fortunate enough to always have houses and access to a lot of bathrooms where I could, do it a different way. So, I'm not in that bag.
Wait, so if you had to take a dump somewhere, you holding it?
No, I'm gonna figure it out, but I'm not gonna sit on the seat. I wouldn't even sit down.
Have you ever mummified the toilet? Yeah. See, it seems like you don't know what that is, right?
I have, you go to some people, I was like, you might have a friend.
Oh, so you're familiar with this?
Friend house, yeah.
You're familiar with this work? Oh, okay. All right. Just make sure you know what it is. Some people don't know what that is at all.
Sometimes you got to do that. You know what I mean? The conditions, you don't know how the toilet be. You may not got the right cleaning products around.
Right.
You just want to protect your skin.
Always. Always.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I am not part of the Pause Patrol, but I would love to know this. If you could invite people to your hotel today, how many people think is going to show up?
Depends on what state I'm at, what city, what I'm inviting them for. It just depends. You know what I'm saying? I could have one person show up, or I could have 1,000 people show up. I mean, I've had some crazy hotel parties, man. Thousands of people there. They all can't get in. Of course, we got security and people at the front of the hotel not even letting people in. And then you got to have more security at your floor that you on because it'd be so heavy.
Would I be able to get in?
Of course.
Ooh, let's go. All right. Being a great lyricist, is there times where you feel you know how people may react to certain bars?
Automatic.
All right. So
The reason why I fell in love with rap, because I love people reactions. So I've been studying it since I was a kid. So that's what I specialize in. And that's why I'm able to be good at battle rap.
So when you said, me losing to this lame rapping, it's like wiping your butthole on your nose with the same napkin. The shit's not happening. What reaction would you expect?
That's a crazy bar because the shit snot is like,
I get it.
snot.
It's not. I get the play on words.
Yeah, but the shit, and then wiping your ass and your nose with the same napkin. So it make perfect sense. There's no part of it that don't make sense. There's no part that's a reach. And it's a bunch of syllables pieced up when I said it. I've been saying lines for decades. Punching niggas' heads off and niggas can't say better shit than me for decades. So every line is not gonna register to everybody. I got a bunch of different fans. I got a fan in Russia the other day that told me he learned how to speak English because of my videos, seeing me, my facial expressions. He just had to learn what I was saying. So he learned English just to see what I was saying. So for that fan, I can't spit the same bars as I would spit for my Atlanta fans. And I can't spit the same bars for my Atlanta fans as I would for my hardcore Philly fans that knew me from young. I got a bunch of different fans and a bunch of different people that listen to me. So when I be rapping, it don't all be for the same person. But people take it like that. They all take it like it's just for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that might be what it be. But every time I'm rap, I never round one syllable like a baby because I could pick out some, like when people that like try to criticize that bar, I'll ask them who your favorite rapper is. Now they tell me him, and I'll pick out thousands of times he done said dumb shit or round one syllable like a baby when rap first started, which I never did. And I could pick out wild times and your favorite song. We could play it right now, and I'll pick out times he round one syllable like a baby. But you accepted it. You thought it was cool. So you got a problem with me rhyming multiple syllables and using figurative language just because you don't necessarily get it or don't apply to you. So I'm cool with that. Everybody got their, DTs.
Okay.
Just like some people could be like, yo, this was the best steak I ever had in my life. And another nigga be like, I'm a vegan, I don't eat beef. So who you gonna side with? Is the nigga that don't eat beef that don't like it, right? Or is the nigga that thought that was the best steak ever, right? Everybody entitled to their own opinion and everybody gonna be different.
But to be clear, like with that, for that, you didn't anticipate no reaction for that?
No, I definitely did. It's a reaction because you asking me now. I seen a bunch of people doing posts about that line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So obviously it got a reaction. No, people don't understand how reactions work. Energy works in a weird way. It's working because it's getting to you. You remember it. You know it. So it worked. And somebody else could say a dope bar that you thought was a hot song and everybody like, yo, this hot. And I asked you, yo, what was the hot bar of the song? Repeat it. And nobody can repeat no lines. So you can't repeat that line of the song that you thought was hot, but you definitely know my line. So it worked.
Right.
Like when I say I got a large house, a dog house in my backyard. And even my dog house got a backyard.
Yeah.
You know, I wrote that over 20 years ago. That was on the first record I put out, Big Business. And it was featured Snoop, Baby, Puff Daddy, Ryan Osley, Jadakiss, all legends. And I was the first new nigga on there. That was the first line of my verse. And when I say that, niggas still remember it like it was a chorus. And that was the first line I ever came up with when I was a baby. So when I say lines like that, I could go to any state and say, I got a large house and niggas know the rest. How? That was just my first rap. So I know that bars is what I specialize in. And one thing I can do is make people remember bars. I could ask you to see somebody else's verse on that song and you might not know it, but you definitely know that line.
So I feel like I know your answer for this next question, but I still got to ask it. In your professional opinion, what's more important, the bars or the delivery?
Bars.
But the delivery does matter, right?
And singing and R&B, other forms of music.
You don't,
Bars matter the most and rap.
you don't think delivery matters at all?
Yeah, it do.
Okay.
It's a big part, but not as big as bars.
All right.
And I wouldn't say it's equal because it's rap.
You can have good bars, delivery.
It is a huge part. Like even Guru said, it's mostly the voice that gets you. Like he was talking about the voice, like you need a voice. So that got to do with delivery. Gets on the voice, your delivery, your way you give it off. That'll catch a lot of people, especially the pop fans that don't understand the fundamentals of what it takes to be nice at rap, which is most of the fans. They don't understand. They just like music and don't even know how to judge it. They just like, oh, I like his voice. That's fire. For them, delivery means a lot. But for the people that study like rap from the beginning and know what it takes to be dope, bars is more important than anything.
I was gonna do something and like try to change delivery, but now I'm it seems like your memory is on. So I wanna is one of the first freestyles that I've heard. If you remember, you remember. I'm just gonna say it now. Watch your ass. Niggas done got me mad. See, I'm known for the chrome in a hockey mask. Take bullets off the waist. Cock and blast. I had a mag bro to your face like Oxy Pass. Jesus, you was right. You was right.
Yeah.
I didn't think you would remember that at all. I know people who don't remember rap. I'm impressed.
Now, I was talking to Gil the other day. It was me, Black De Niro, and Gil on the phone. And he was saying that's the reason why I was able to elevate in rap because of my memory. Like, not only my own raps, but I remember other people's raps. I got on the phone with Gil. I started spitting a little rookie. That was one of the numbers of major figures that got on. But he was the youngest member. And we battled a few times. But he had this rap that was so crazy. And I still remember it word for word. So I started spitting it for Gil. He like, damn, like, how the fuck you remember that? Like, I can't even remember my own shit from that time. And you remember other nigga shit, like, so.
Cass, I want you to be honest with me here. Do you practice the facial expressions you make when you rap?
Nah, it's natural.
Is there a proper facial expression you should make when you appreciate a bar?
No, it depends on the bar. Every bar different, affects you different.
So like a
bar could bring out different type of emotions. So, you know, depending on the bar, can determine the facial expression of the body.
When you hear crazy bar, what's like what type of expression you make, or is it accompanied with a noise as well? Put some stank on it.
It depends on how crazy it is. Some bars be crazy, but I could see it coming a mile away. Like when he first started the 4-bar setup, I could tell what he about to rhyme and what he about to do. So when he do it in a creative way, and it's still fire, and it's like, oh, that was fire. But I knew what was about to, what was about to happen. And sometimes people could catch you out of nowhere, like you wasn't prepared for what was about to happen, and it come out of nowhere. So the reaction would be completely different.
You love rap.
Yeah.
Like you love it.
It's my favorite thing.
You've been doing this for a long time. Do you have a favorite bar of yours, or one where you remember the reaction, or you didn't get the reaction that you wanted? Is there a bar that you have in your head that you, as I'm asking that question, is there a bar that you remember that the reaction was so crazy that's why you remember it?
I had so many of them for so many different reasons that'd be hard to answer, but you could just go back to the previous hints I gave you with the large house, the dog house. That was my first bar. And that still get a reaction to this day. Even other rappers that people put in their top 5 ask me for that bar. Like, yo, I need that bar. Like, let me have it before I even put it out.
Yeah.
Because it's so powerful. You know what I mean? So that's just the first bar. That's just one of them. But it's been so many of them that it'll be, I mean.
Do you ever think you were too consistent?
Nah. You can only lead by example. So if I'm too consistent on somebody coming after me, I'll only feel as though that they could be even more consistent than that. You only gonna want to top what came before you. You would never think that you could be better than Jordan if Jordan ain't played. But now if Jordan played, then I could be Kobe, I could be LeBron, I could be Kevin Durant, I could be Steph Curry now that Jordan already played and showed that level of greatness. But until you see it, you would never think it's possible.
When it comes to music, I guess, You don't believe in change? Like,
Yeah,
you do?
change is going to happen, but the world changes, but it changes back. When we go from summer to fall, it's a change. And weather, the environment, it's a change in so much stuff. We could be talking forever and it changes from summer to fall. But it's always going to come back to summer again. And then it's always going to fall again. It's going to keep going in cycles. So change happens, but the change 360s. So it's going to change, but don't think it's going to change this some just never seen, unheard of stuff that is like, it's 360 and it's already going to change back to what it changed before.
So I guess where I was getting at with that, I mean, because it seems you've been rapping exactly the same since 2005, but you're saying it's going to get back there, or?
I don't think I've been rapping the same. I think an unexperienced person that might only listen to a little bit of my stuff might think that way. Nobody piecing up the syllables and punching like me, and nobody did it to that level since I first came out. So if you comparing it on that level, yeah, it seemed like I'm still rapping the same. But like cadences, flow play, pockets, even beat per minutes that I be rapping on, they changed. I even be freestyles the people's songs that's out now, which is they beat per minute, not mine. And I still body it. And it make you feel the same way as when I was rapping back in the day, which shows that I had to advance. Because if I was rapping the same, this day and time, it wouldn't register the same. You wouldn't feel like it was hot because too much time passed. So for me to make you feel the same 20 years later, I had to elevate and be doing something different. But I could break it down. Like, I really understand rap. I don't sporadically do this. So whatever rap you want to break down, whatever rap you want to dig into, I could let you know the difference. Like, there's no way for you to think that the same flow is, I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. I got the product, narcotics for the customers, homie. That's the first two bars of I'm a hustler, right? There's no way you could think that's the same as, we could go get it cracking, which you know what happened. He be under the covers, making love to each other. There's no way you could think that, how you doing, ma? This your song, ma. Yeah, come on, ma. This your song, ma. Neither one of those three songs is nothing. The amount of syllables, the piece up, the time of the beat where you start rhyming, none of it is the same. And that's not the same as, hey, I got my drink and my Dutchie. I just
Be the murder. People think that I'm lucky. Limp like a husky. Okay.
That's a whole different bounce and cadence and pocket than all them other songs. But people hear all them and say, yo, you rap the same on every song. On what song? On which one is it the same? Is that the same as I'm an innocent man? I do the damn thing. Bezel in the band playing, sling grand, spend 10 grand on the damn ring. Is that the same as I still will work from the
AM to the PM. Scouts
So
are.
where is the same cadence or the same flow? Is nowhere. They just never heard a nigga punching and staying consistent like this. So the only person that they can compare that to in these days is the older version of myself. And that's a blessing.
That's probably the first time I've been speechless. I'm actually honestly impressed how you carry yourself. Would you agree that your career is like cantaloupe?
Cannabis?
Cantaloupe.
Oh, cantaloupe.
Yes.
I don't understand the comparison. You got to break it down.
Nobody wants to admit how good it is. And it's my favorite fruit.
Well, I don't want to get too deep on the podcast, but I believe in yin and yang. You know what I'm saying? That's a bunch of different people in the world that make the world interesting like how it is. So it might be people that look at me like cannibal, but then there's other people that I think the complete opposite. Like, you could go on my social media right now, like while we talking, and I'm sure somebody that wrote, yo, you the GOAT, you the best that ever did it. So you can't make it seem like those people is not in the world just because of somebody commenting negative. Nah, they both exist at the same time. It's just all a perspective on what you want to focus on. You focus on the negativity, you'll feel like, yo, I need to change. Everybody hate me. But it could be millions or billions of people in the world that's saying the complete opposite, but you blocking them out and focusing on the negativity. And me, I don't tend to focus on neither one. I tend to focus on myself, because I know if I produce the best of myself, it's going to be people that hate and not understand, but there's also people that's going to love it and going to always love it. Like the person I told you from Russia that learned English just to understand what I was rapping about. So he's going to love me forever because he learned a language just to hear my raps. He's going to die a fan. So if you criticizing and you're not a fan, am I supposed to believe what you saying, or am I supposed to believe the person that learned the language to study my raps? They both alive and they got perspectives, opinions. So who should I go with? I just know they both exist. So all I got to do is keep doing me and not focus on other people's opinions, especially in something that I'm more experienced in. Like I would never argue with a brain surgeon over brain surgery because that's not something I do. I could think I got a point, but how can I argue with this man and even doing brain surgery for 40 years and I never even seen, other than probably if I seen a nigga with a headshot, I never even actually seen a brain. So how can I argue with this man? You know what I'm saying? This is what he specialize in. So a lot of these people that be making comments before they was even born, I was rapping and was considered the best at it, like one of the best. Not just from myself, but from the actual best. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the best that did it was considering me the best before some of these people was born. So for me to take and what they saying over what I say wouldn't be right. You know what I mean? Not saying everybody's opinion matter to a certain extent, but it's levels. You know what I'm saying?
You're making too much sense, man. God damn. I know a guy who makes music, and he named his private part A Murder. And every time I hear a song when he says, I just beat a murder, it makes me feel uncomfortable. If that was your friend, how would you address that?
If he was my friend, a rapper that said that if he was
yeah.
Or the person that feels uncomfortable when they hear it.
The rapper being, or both. Would you address the person who feels uncomfortable? You address me? Because I know what he's doing every time he says it.
The person feel uncomfortable hearing it, I would tell him just not to. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be a bunch of stuff that you hear in the world that will make you feel uncomfortable, but you can't let that affect you too much. And there might be certain things that you don't understand yet that could affect you later. Like, an example, like Big is a lot of people's favorite rapper. When he asks who's the best ever, they'll put him in his top 5. Some of the best, Biggie Small, Big. And everybody was going around like, he said, she looks so good, I sucked on her daddy's dick.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And niggas was actually singing the song. I remember that shit used to come on in the clubs and gangsters used to get hyped, like making a crazy face. That shit like had a movement in the streets.
Was you singing along to it? Was you singing along to it?
No, I never sung that.
Oh, yeah.
But what I'm saying is something might not make you uncomfortable at first because you not analyzing it right. Like no homo pause, all that shit wasn't really out like that. Niggas wasn't looking at it right. Years pass, niggas get older, more mature, and they listen to the same song and they be like, yo, what the fuck? Hold up, what was that? I mean, I would just say like there's a bunch of stuff that can make you feel uncomfortable, especially with music. Don't get too like locked in with every word. Even with the Bible, you know what I'm saying? Even preachers and pastors could interpret different verses different ways. And you might be confused with 1 or 2 scriptures, but that don't mean shut down all of the scriptures that do make sense to you just because 1 or 2 you don't understand it. It might come to light later, but don't let that affect everything. So don't let that one line affect how you like that artist altogether. And the actual rapper, I would just tell him you can't please everybody. You know what I mean? If you would have changed it to something else, it probably would be somebody else that feel uncomfortable with what you changed it to. You might not, but somebody else would. So you can never please everybody. You just got to try to do the best you can do when you're doing it.
The fan in me, if I could make a request, if you could make a freestyle to the song 2 On, by Tanisha, is an older song. Beat is pretty fire. I mean, I'll send it I'll send it to the point of contact, and I think you would kill it, and I would love to hear that. Like but But
It's a hit record, and you
It's a-
feel like I should do it.
Yeah.
Make an announcement right here. And send it to me.
let's go. Let's go. I bet.
I'm gonna do it.
For the people that's in tune with you and for the people who may want to follow you now, do you have any words for them?
Keep following me, man. Social media, wherever you see me at, just keep following me. I'm gonna keep it pushing and keep it moving. And all of the people that have been following me up until this point, I appreciate the love. Both Gang, Mayhem Music, I'm gonna keep it moving. And you keep up the great work
I
now.
appreciate that.
If you interview somebody that don't got a good head on their shoulders or not comfortable with you, with themselves, you don't really break them down like a lawyer, like, you know what I mean, like a prosecutor or something. So keep up the good work.
All right, Cassidy, well, I appreciate you and thank you for coming to Kick Back with K.
Thank you for having me, man. Yeah. This Cassidy. Right now, we gonna kick back with K. And you know, anytime I got the opportunity to kick back, enjoy myself, entertain myself, I'm kicking back with K because he got the best show out there. You wanna know why? Because the GOAT on there, man. Cassidy on there right now. So even if this wasn't your favorite show, it should be after this point. We kicking it with K.